Hello, genealogists. It's Craig and Just Genealogy. Yesterday, I talked to you about my great uncle, William A. Knilans, and that the next time I went to the National Archives, I would be sure to pick up his record and pension file correspondence that I had identified through Ancestry. Seems I'd already done that. So let me share with you what I found when I did that 4 years ago. So remember this guy, William A. Knilans, and we went to the card catalog in Ancestry, and we typed in record pension office, and that took us to U.S. index to General Correspondence of the Record and Pension Office, 1889 to 1904. And we found a card for William A. Knilans, second lieutenant, 13th Wisconsin Infantry. And I evidently had pulled that file while I was looking for something else today. I came across it. So here is the jacket that correspondence is found in. I love how this Office of Correspondence, Record and Pension Office always uses red ink. Anyway, so what was the problem? What was the deal? Application of officer for correction of muster. So as best I can tell, in order to get promoted in the Army during the Civil War, it required the presence of a U.S. mustering officer. And if there was not one around, they had to wait till one showed up. And this caused issues because you would have, in the muster rolls, you would have a date of commissioning, and then the mustering officer would have a date of commissioning. They wouldn't necessarily match. And this would cause a problem when you went to get your pension. And remember that William Knilans is not only in Company I of the 13th Wisconsin. Near the end of the war, he's promoted to captain of Company G of the 13th Wisconsin. And evidently, when it came time for him to apply for his pension, and it got to DC, his application got to DC, there were problems because they couldn't show him as a captain in Company G. In fact, they really couldn't even show him as a first lieutenant, matching what everything was going on. So this is the application of officer for correction of muster. Basically, what he wants to do is to establish the dates of his grade when he got promoted, because it has an impact on your pension. If you're a second lieutenant acting as a captain but not promoted to captain, your pension is going to be based on the second lieutenant. If you're a first lieutenant acting as a captain, but you're not promoted to captain, it's going to be first lieutenant. So I think this is actually what the problem is. So what follows is paperwork that basically says, yeah, he got promoted. But the joy of this for me is that it says why he was promoted. And the truth of the matter is my other uncle, Newton Hawes Kingman, was the first lieutenant in the company. And the captain of the company, who I think his name was Lauderdale, something happened to him. And Kingman was promoted to captain. And Knilans was promoted in place of Kingman to first lieutenant. And then it tells me also in this paperwork that Knilans was promoted to captain of Company G because he replaced Captain Randall. Companies always have to have captains. And basically what we have is the application, and then we have the paperwork that makes it possible for him to be properly paid. So we have two pieces of paperwork. We have one from the Adjutant General's Office of the State of Wisconsin that establishes from the state's point of view that this is what it is. And then we have a letter from the Adjutant General of the United States Army's office saying that this is also the correct point of view and that he was promoted from second lieutenant to first lieutenant to captain during the course of his service in the United States during the Civil War, and that all of those promotions were valid. So just a short one today. I thought I'd seen the paperwork somewhere in my stuff. It was just a matter of finding it, and I didn't actually look for it. I just came across it today while I was looking for something else. It's the story of my life. Tomorrow, I'll find a couple of charges of desertion, maybe one, and then follow on with another one later. So you can see how a charge of desertion is handled by the Record and Pension Office correspondence also. Maybe not tomorrow, but sometime soon. So this is Craig with Just Genealogy, converting people doing genealogy into genealogists day by day. Oh, by the way, before I finish, I noticed among my stuff, there's also a remustering request from Newton Hawes Kingman, the captain in Company I, because evidently he encountered the same problem with his promotion from first lieutenant to captain in the 13th Wisconsin Infantry. Talk to you soon.